NAELA's foundation is a subsidiary of NAELA, which is a nonprofit organization, and it supports advocacy efforts, including litigation, administrative advocacy, and other efforts. And the reason to contribute to the foundation is so that the foundation can contribute to these efforts. The foundation doesn't finance litigation, it doesn't foment litigation, but it helps support changes that are being sought. For example, the CMS recently changed its standard for approving Medicare, or at least telling the nursing homes how to approve Medicare, a case called JIMO, brought by the Center for Medicare Advocacy. And NAELA's contribution was to help support that litigation, and that's the sort of support that NAELA gives. We provide sometimes briefs, we provide our good name to an effort, and we provide a little bit of money, and that's why people need to contribute to the foundation.
The NAELA Foundation is critical for all members. Even though you may not think litigation is important to your practice, it really is. We see threats to the clients in terms of changes to the law or administrative regulations or a lack of uniformity of application across the country. The foundation is critical to support the necessary kinds of litigation to make sure that the law is applied as it's intended to be, that bad laws get changed, and that our clients get justice.
I think Professor Morgan said it completely. The purpose of the foundation in terms of doing advocacy now, not just at the litigation level, but in terms of shaping public policy and assisting our state chapters and lawyers on the ground who are actively encouraging their state policymakers, whether it's regulatory or legislative, to get in step with what is the appropriate thing to serve our senior population, following the law. I'm very proud as the current chair of the Foundation Board of Trustees to be able to say that the Foundation has supported organizations like the Center for Medicare Advocacy in carrying on its litigation, in assisting lawyers in Colorado, in Maryland, in Maine, in Florida, in challenging incorrectly applied laws, bad decisions, and going forward and making sure that our seniors are served properly.
And not only that, another part of the foundation is scholarships, and I think that's really important as well, don't you?
Absolutely. The Cone Sister Scholarship, which funds 3 scholarships a year and which is now being assisted by a contribution from the Council of Advanced Practitioners, CAP, to send new attorneys to the NAELA conferences so they can meet those of us who have been involved. To get involved one-on-one, person-to-person is just really spectacular.
And by the way, it's really easy to support the foundation. We make it as easy as possible for you, and please consider doing so.
The NAELA Foundation was established to protect the rights of older Americans and persons with special needs, and the value of the NAELA Foundation cannot be overstated. The way the foundation does its work is multifaceted. First of all, the foundation works in conjunction with the NAELA Litigation Committee in order to evaluate the credibility of certain litigation and whether or not NAELA wants to become involved in that litigation. We might do that through the filing of an amicus brief, or with the foundation in place, we might even contribute financially towards the litigation itself. That's critically important because we all know that in the area of elder law and special needs litigation, many times the litigants themselves do not have the financial resources to either commence litigation or, once commenced, to continue the litigation through its logical conclusion. The existence of the foundation to help support our NAELA members in carrying out these important cases can't be overstated, and your contributions as members are critically important to the long-term sustenance of the foundation. Every year, about $50,000 is contributed by the NAELA membership through the renewal dues process. The foundation greatly appreciates that support, but the reality is that the litigation cases that are out there are many, and the reason why they exist is because there are Medicaid agencies that do not comply with federal requirements, and in order to make them comply with federal requirements, aside from working directly with the agencies and trying to get them to comply, sometimes we have no choice but to bring critical litigation in order to force their hand. And so the NAELA Foundation is critically important to our members in helping support members in their litigation. It's critically important to the older Americans and persons with disabilities who benefit from the outcomes of these litigations. And as time has gone on, the importance of the NAELA Foundation has only grown.